Yesterday, on March 28th, 2014, I became a man. I turned 18. My beard should start to grow like weed right now. Oh well, there is yet hope. Politics aren't avoidable anymore, and I am thrown into the fascinating yet slightly daunting world of the adults. But it's not the coming of age that has such a huge impact on your life. No, it's the resolutions you'll have to make as of that specific age that are of great importance. Decisions such as what to study, determining what clothes you are going to wear on your first job interview. Because we all know style is everything, right? You may even have to decide who you want to spend the rest of your life with, which in my case, I hope won't be a cat. However, making the right choices can be very difficult, especially at my age. So, how can I make sure I won't drown in the river of regret? Easy. There are so many historical figures that have changed the world with their views. Why not visit them and observe them when they are about to make their life-changing move? I could visit Jesus when he was having his Last Supper. He knew he was going to die that night, yet he voluntarily chose to let the cross become his third arm. So do I really want to make choices in life that are detrimental for me and could possibly get me ending up roasting on a huge wooden pole on some mountain? Rather not. I could meet Albert Einstein when he discovered the theory of relativity, probably one of the most groundbreaking theories in the world, and he should be recognized for this feat. Yet, he decided to grow a mustache, and now when you mention his name, the first thing you think of is the hair. So, is that what I'd like to be remembered for? Nope. I could meet Margaret Thatcher when she decided to close coal mines and cut 20,000 jobs, making even more enemies in her homeland. So, do I only want to make choices for the sake of my own success, while people won't like me and refer to me as a piece of metal? It's not because you star in a bestseller like the Bible, or because you end up in one of my boring physics and history books, that you can inspire me. Then who in the world can actually show me how to properly determine my life? Well, I've taken my DeLorean and headed for the past, just like Michael J. Fox did in Back to the Future, to pay a visit to the one person that has inspired me the most. The person that has taught me to be different and to be proud of it too. The person that has shown me my dreams and imagination are endless. I'm talking about the person that has blessed me with the original sin, my mother. The year is 1987. In front of me is a 20-year-old woman with the same blonde hair as me. Two men are standing next to her. A 25-year-old man who's already a bit thin on top, my future father. The other man, a very passionate admirer of my mother's. Both men are getting on one knee and are holding up a ring. Now, this is the moment where my role model is going to show me how I should choose the right options in life. But surprisingly, when I look into my mother's eyes, all I can see is doubt and uncertainty. That's when it hit me. Even if choosing the bald man might appear to be the wrong pick later in her life, without that essential moment, I wouldn't be standing right here, right now, talking to you. Every action leads to a reaction. Every step you take leads to a certain outcome. The only problem we humans seem to have is that we can hardly ever predict the consequences of our actions and decisions. But isn't that what life is all about? It's one big mystery where trial and error play a vital role along the journey. A challenge all along the way. So even if I select the wrong subject to study, wear the wrong clothes on my first job interview, or end up with a cat when I'm old and frail, I should remember that those decisions are exactly the reason why I am the person I am today and will be in the future. Wiser and more confident thanks to the choices I've made. That's why I'd like to quote Ken Levine. We all make choices, but in the end, our choices make us. Thank you.
Yes, thank you for your speech. You talked about, at the beginning of your speech, you talked about drowning or not drowning in the river of regret.
Yes.
But then using your mother's decision as an example, would you ever drown in the river of regret?
Could you repeat the last part?
Well, using your mother's decision as an example, do you think you would ever drown in the river of regret? Because you said every action has a reaction. So would you ever make the wrong decision then?
She could have made the wrong decision, but that's exactly what I wanted to point out. There are no bad decisions because you have to take a decision, but as long as it comes with a good reason to take it, I don't think it's a bad decision. For example, stealing bread, it's a bad decision because it's against the law, but stealing bread for your starving family, I think that is a justified reason to actually steal the bread. So could you ever drown in a river of regret? Sure, but you have to learn from it and make sure you get out of the river. Thank you.
If you could travel ahead in time to check if the decisions you made were the correct ones, would you?
No, absolutely not. I actually like the thrill of not knowing what's in the future. I like the excitement of making decisions, and even though sometimes I get into some troubling situations, I should learn from those decisions and not go back and interfere with life, because that's what life is all about. It's about not knowing what's ahead. And I think that's something you should leave it that way. Thank you for your question.
You said that trial and error were very important if you make a choice. What is one of the aspects that you've learned from past decisions?
I learned that I shouldn't be too judgmental. Last year I changed schools because I thought my friends were actually not such good friends, so I changed schools. But what I found now, once I got into my new school, was that they were actually judgmental of me. So it kind of reflected the way I looked at my old friends, the way they did at me. So I changed schools back again because we live in Belgium and that's possible. And now I realize those friends are actually my real friends. So that's what I learned from a bad decision, that I shouldn't be too judgmental of people.
What would you say to people who are 25, are married, have bought a house, and have a steady job for the rest of their lives?
Oh God, boring people. No, I would say if you're happy with those decisions, then that's absolutely acceptable. I mean, my mother, she got married when she was 22. That's an early age for marrying, I think. But it made her happy, so why not? I think those people, for example, why should you question their lifestyle? Because if it makes them happy, then yeah, let them be. Let them be who they are.
I was wondering, what resolutions did you make yesterday on your 18th birthday?
To stay as sexy as I am. Yeah. Another resolution I made was that I should try to study more, because that's definitely not the case right now. And another resolution I made was that I should not waste time on people who don't respect me for who I am. That's a tough resolution, but I think, yeah, it's a good one.
Thank you, Mr. Belpaire.